Long time no see, guys. It's time for a breakdown episode that's going to require a lot of work. I'm going to be going over just what version of Boo was the strongest, and how powerful were the heroes in the Boo Saga. It's an argument that we see pretty often in groups and forums and all that jazz. We see a lot on the Kid Boo side being stronger than Super Boo. We see a lot of people who say that Mystic Gohan's stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and vice versa. So I'm going to try to make some sense out of this. For starters, I will be using evidence strictly from the manga, as the dubs tend to disagree, especially the Funimation one. Let's begin with the first Boo we see appear in the series, Fat Boo. It's clear that Fat Boo's power was continually growing, surpassing the likes of Supreme Kai, Gohan, and even Majin Vegeta. The only time we see any kind of struggle on his part was against Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who had a definite advantage against him. At this point, he was still gaining power. However, Goku clearly states, later, that he could have killed Boo if he went all out. At this point, Goku promises that the fusion of Goten and Trunks is enough to stop Boo. Seeing as how he taught the move and is aware of the power increase, it's safe to assume that he meant Super Saiyan Gotenks, seeing as how base Gotenks didn't do so hot. So, at this point in time, we have Super Saiyan Gotenks being roughly on par with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who is beyond Fat Boo. Once we see Evil Boo appear, it is clear that a large amount of Fat Boo's power had left him, leaving a much weaker Good Boo. Once their short battle concluded, we have the much more powerful Super Boo. No longer was Super Saiyan Gotenks a viable contender to fight Super Boo, to the point where Piccolo sent the boys to the time chamber to train. In that time, Gotenks grew in power sharply. As they trained, Trunks flat out states that he feels that base Gotenks is enough to beat Boo. It's evident that he's using Fat Boo as the measuring bar and not Super Boo, seeing as how base Gotenks was severely outmatched by Super Boo. So Trunks may have been speaking from inexperience, or arrogance, what have you. So let's take the reaction from one of the most experienced and seasoned fighters on the cast of the Z Fighters, Piccolo. When he saw Gotenks in his base form, he reacted by stating, or at least thinking, that they had a chance, that his power had grown sharply. Once Piccolo destroyed the door, he then stated that, quote-unquote, not even Gotenks could defeat you. It is clear that Goku is no longer in their league anymore, especially counting Super Saiyan Gotenks. So, the new list is as follows. Super Boo, who is greater than Super Saiyan Gotenks post-time training, who is greater than Gotenks post-time training, who is greater than or equal to Super Saiyan Gotenks, who is greater than or equal to Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who is greater than Fat Boo, who is greater than Evil Boo, who is greater than Good Boo. Once Gotenks reaches Super Saiyan 3, do we see the battle start to relatively even out. It's hard to determine who is exactly stronger. Piccolo claims that he might be equal to Super Boo. However, I would say maybe on par, slightly less. This is reinforced by Boo claiming to Gohan that
it was you. I knew it. I felt a very strong power, far, far away. I don't want anything to be stronger than me.
He wasn't talking about Gotenks, nor did he consider him to be above himself. However, Gohan, he openly admits he is stronger than himself. The next part is pretty straightforward, so I won't waste too much time talking about it. Boo absorbs Gotenks and Piccolo, beats Gohan, Goku arrives, Gotenks defuses, blah 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 blah. At this point, we're all aware that Vegeta was stronger than Super Boo. The anime had him at base form having an edge, but in the manga, that never happens. He goes straight to Super Saiyan. So we have to assume that only Super Saiyan Vegito is more powerful. But that's not what most people care about these days. What comes next is why most of you are interested.
Kid Boo versus Super Boo.
First off, to confirm the point that I made that Goku is quite low on the food chain, He literally states that he and Vegeta stand no chance against base Super Buu. Not maybe, not at full power I can do it, just, if we do this, we're toast. Then we see Buff Buu. His muscles bulge and his power briefly increases before shrinking down to the much more manageable Kid Buu. Have fun with my wording. By all means, this one's free.
But what about the absorptions making Buu weaker?
It was stated that only Daikaioshin's benevolence is what caused Buu to be pacified. For all intents and purposes, he's just as strong, just docile. The closest thing that was stated to anyone lowering Buu's ability to destroy or viciousness was that the souls pacified him, but they really emphasized on Daikaioshin. Nothing was stated about power level decreasing at all. Think about it. Why would Buu absorb beings if it made him weaker? We clearly see this work against Gohan and others. Absorbing beings simply adds their power level. Period. Buff Buu was him tapping into the powers of South Supreme Kai. It's like when you strain a muscle, you're peaking out, and then all of a sudden, you're pulling off some really cool stuff, you're lifting and lifting and lifting, but then you're shot. It was something like that, mixed with it being a weird transformation. He's a crazy magical being. If it made him stronger to lose Fat Buu, then why would he not want Vegeta to remove him? Because he would become weaker. Period. Buu's ultimate goal is to be the strongest and to destroy everything. Even when he was intelligent, that was what he wanted. It stands to reason that intelligence is a moot point for him if it came at the cost of power. Now, on the Kai planet, right before their fight with Kid Buu, both Goku and Vegeta opt to not fuse against Kid Buu. However, when they were inside of Super Buu, Goku pretty much says the only way to win is by fusing. Now, if Kid Buu was so much stronger, why would they not consider it? It's because Kid Buu is actually a reasonable opponent for them. Even after Goku fought for a prolonged time, he still felt he could beat Kid Buu at full power. The only reason he didn't was because he played around, taking his living body for granted, and not going all out when he had the chance. He was unable to tap into his powers that he felt he always had in reserve. Super Saiyan 3 simply taxes a body far too much. When he was dead, he benefited from being able to have a more resilient body to resist the effects of the transformation. The same thing happened with Gotenks. His fusion was about 5 minutes. It wears you out. Goku was not aware that his living body was going to tire out so quickly. He never had a chance to reach his theoretical full power, that full power that could have killed Fat Buu. That being said, the final power list goes as follows. In first, we have Vegito. No surprise there. Nothing else to really say. In the Buu Saga, this guy was the toughest character by far, without a shadow of a doubt. Followed by Buuhan, who is then followed by Bootanks, followed by Mystic or Ultimate Gohan, followed by Buukalo, followed by Super Buu, who's roughly a little greater, maybe equal to Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, maybe a little under. Beneath him is obviously Super Saiyan Gotenks post time training, then Gotenks post time training, then good old Super Saiyan Gotenks without training. A little greater than, maybe equal to Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who is above Kid Buu provided he has full power. That's why he's about maybe greater than or equal. Under that is Fat Buu, maybe equal, roughly. Not as reckless, so that would put Kid Buu maybe above him, but for all intents and purposes, roughly the same. The benevolence thing from Daikaioshin makes him a little nicer. Below him is Evil Buu, and then below that is Good Buu, who hasn't done anything since this saga. All of this is part of why I had a serious issue with Goku being such a big deal in Battle of Gods. Both Gohan and Gotenks were dramatically beyond Goku in power. Having Goku somehow close the gap in such a short time with no special training whatsoever, and even worse, having Vegeta, not even in Super Saiyan 3, maybe Super Saiyan 1, jump way beyond all of them because he got angry was nonsense. However, Akira writes the canon, so no matter how much we agree or disagree with it, it's official. So officially, after Buu, things change a lot. I'm sure not everyone will agree. If you feel differently, let me know in the comments. Again, keep it manga and keep it canon. Until next time, where I plan to hammer out just how powerful Broly is. Thanks.